Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving into a fascinating GitHub repository, detailing how to manage AWS multi-account architectures using Terraform Workspaces. It's all about streamlining infrastructure management across multiple AWS accounts. A real game changer for large organizations, right?
Absolutely. The multi-account approach is crucial for security and compliance, but managing it can be a nightmare. This sounds like a clever solution. So, how does this Terraform Workspace approach work its magic?
The core idea is elegantly simple. One Terraform Workspace per AWS account. The repo uses OpenTofu, an open-source alternative to Terraform. But the concepts are directly transferable. They cleverly leverage Terraform's Workspace feature to isolate configurations for each account, avoiding conflicts and simplifying management. It's all about that workspace-to-account mapping.
I see. So you're saying instead of one massive Terraform configuration for all accounts, you have separate, manageable workspaces? That's a huge improvement in terms of organization and maintainability.
Precisely. And the setup is surprisingly straightforward. They use LocalStack, a local AWS cloud stack, for testing. This lets you simulate multiple accounts locally before deploying to your actual AWS environment. Think of it as a sandbox for your multi-account infrastructure.
That's smart. Testing locally is always a good idea before hitting production. How do they handle the AWS credentials and configurations for these different accounts within LocalStack?
They configure separate profiles in the standard AWS config and credentials files. One profile per LocalStack instance, mimicking different AWS accounts. Clever, huh? They even disable authentication validation in the Terraform code for local testing purposes, emphasizing that this is a proof of concept, not a production-ready security solution.
Right, security is a separate concern. But the core concept of workspace-based account management is really neat. How do they dynamically link the Terraform workspace to the correct AWS profile?
That's where the magic happens. They use the Terraform.workspace variable within the Terraform configuration to dynamically select the AWS profile. So, when you switch workspaces, you automatically switch AWS accounts. They also use variable files, TFVARS, named after the workspaces, to customize settings for each environment. It's a very elegant solution.
So you select the workspace, and Terraform automatically uses the corresponding AWS profile and variable file. That's incredibly efficient. What about resource definitions? How do they handle those across different workspaces?
They define resources in separate .tf files, and the Terraform.workspace variable ensures that the correct resources are provisioned for the selected workspace/account. For example, they have a vpc.tf file that creates a VPC, and the nvname and nvprefix variables from the workspace-specific TFVARS files are used to tag the VPC appropriately. It's all about that dynamic variable substitution.
This is a really well-structured approach. It's modular, scalable, and addresses a common challenge in managing multi-account AWS infrastructures. It seems like a great starting point for anyone tackling this problem.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic example of leveraging Terraform's features for efficient infrastructure management. Remember though, this is a simplified example. A production-ready solution would need to address security, state management, and more robust error handling. But, as a conceptual foundation, it's brilliant. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you found this discussion insightful. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.